Hello and welcome to the 5-day challenge. How to become unstoppable. And it's funny, I've had a couple conversations about this word unstoppable and what that means, because it means something different to everybody, but I want you to really think about this unstoppableness is allowing yourself to believe in yourself, have the confidence to be who you want to be intentionally, not feeling limitations, not feeling fear, not feeling scarcity, to be seen. So, welcome to the first day of this amazing challenge. It was great having a few options for people because, when we talked about it, when I sent out the email and also in the Facebook group, I got a mix of all the numbers of the different types of challenges. But at the end of the day, they're really combined. So being unstoppable is all areas of your life. So congratulations on registering for the masterclass, or sorry, for the challenge, because you're going to get so much from this. And there is a workbook. There was a bit of a delay with myself and my VA, so she had to make some changes to it. So it will come out to you, so you can watch this and take some notes today. So the intention, okay, for today is to do this work. It's not about me just speaking and sharing. I want you to take this information and start to embody it in your own life. Like, what is your thoughts about yourself, your awareness, your limitations, and question those. All right. Because our potential, we all have the same potential to have it to be limitless. Do you understand that? It is like the universe. Think about the sky. It's massive and it goes on forever. Think about the water, the ocean. It's limitless. Like we can pour water and it's there all the time. There's no limitation. And I guess before I go, because there might be some new people that have joined and never been on something like this. So hello and welcome. I'm Yvonne Purvis, and I'm so excited that you are here. If you've come from my email list, you know that I've changed how I'm speaking from, weight loss and body to really just embracing all life and really about identity. Because if you cannot change the identity and embody it, nothing will change in your life. And I guess I found that in my prior industry, and it made me want more. Okay. And this is what I wanted. It is limitless and I want more. And it's okay to want more of anything you want in life, right? There's no limitation. And I want you to feel that. I want you to be that. Know that there is no limitation. The only limitation is you. You are creating the limitation in your own life. Okay. So with these 5 days, when you show up live, you'll get more one-to-one help in this journey. But you could do the work yourself. Remember, we still have self-study is one of the most important things, to be able to go back and question your own self, your own beliefs. And with that workbook, it'll give you some prompts that you can fill out and continue the work. Okay. But today we are really tapping into our clarity. Clarity is so important. So are you clear on the clarity of what you would like in your life? When we are navigating, so think about this. If we are jumping in our car and we want to go, say you live in California and you want to go across the border to Toronto, Canada. I don't even know if you can drive there. I don't even know. Anyway, you're not just going to get in your car and sort of think you know where you're going. You're going to get a map. You're going to understand where the stops are, how many hours you're going to drive, where you're going to stop and sleep, right? We're going to have a strategy. You're going to have a plan. And in life, clarity in all areas of our life, we still need to have some clarity and a bit of a plan. And so we know where we're going to be stepping into the greatness. Okay. So if we're talking about health, if we're talking about relationships, or if we're talking about business or career, we have to have a plan. You can't just think about it. You can't just hope. And this is where so much of our limitation, right? Because remember, this challenge was called Become Unstoppable. Your potential is limitless. So when you really think about that and feel that, do you feel a block in some areas of your life? And I can speak from this because I've had many of them. And I think from my experience, all the limitations were fear. They're fear-based, they're scarcity, confidence. And we can really dig into that, what's holding you back to become unstoppable. I've made notes because, I speak intuitively, but I want to make sure that we really tap into this 5-day challenge. It's a little bit different when we do a challenge. It's a little more structured, but I still speak very much intuitively. I am very spiritually aligned with the universe. It is Oh, thanks for letting me know. You can drive, but it's far. Yes, I'm sure. Well, the plane ride is 6 hours, isn't it? And so I can only imagine it take a few days. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't even think we could drive there. I couldn't physically see it in my mind. And I also just wanted to share a little bit about myself. So let me just share some, I also talk about manifesting, and why this has happened is because of my new chapter of my life. From the middle of this year, things were shifting in my life. But I started, as a dancer when I was very young. My mom put me in dancing, and I started dancing, and dancing was my first career. I loved it. I got my first paid job at the age of 18 in a course line in Toronto, Canada. And from there, my career went on for quite some time until I was in a few car accidents. And then I had to change my career. And I still stayed, I've always been in my own business. Even as a dancer, you're freelancing, right? So in between that, I was doing bar work, hospitality, because I love people and I can talk to anybody. And it was a real easy resource for me, and I enjoyed it. And over the years, I then went into an event planning business for corporations. And I realize now, when you look back, because we never talked about manifesting way back then. And now it's talked about a lot, and more so since we've hit COVID. But I was manifesting so many things in my life. I look back and I think, wow, look at all that. And then I got married. I met the guy. I moved to Australia. Yes, it was a bit challenging for so many reasons, but we were together for 20 years. The last 10 years were certainly not fantastic. And this is where I lost who I was. I didn't know who I was as an identity. When you have, how you can relate to having an identity when you get married and you have kids. Like women, they put all their heart and soul into their kids and then their husband. And then if you have a career as well, you are trying to fit it all in. And these are the types of clients that I've worked with in my businesses in these last couple of decades, right? So as women, and a friend of mine was asking me the other day, why is it that women change so much? And I said, it's a really fascinating question. And I said, I don't know why. I think it's come from our heritage, our moms, right? Because we're an older generation where kids today are stronger and the relationships are more equal. Anyway, so what happened was in that marriage, I lost my identity and lost my voice and my power in my life. And I had to go through that. Oh, yes. It's, I speak to the divorce. I think if they talk about the 3 highest stress things in life, and they talk about buying a house, death, divorce isn't in there. And I believe it should be, because it is like a death. It's like your whole life, especially if you have children. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. Maybe for a few reasons as well, because I moved for somebody him and his family were my family. I didn't have a lot of friends. I won't go into why, but it was just the situation in the marriage. And so when we separated, they cut me off and I was very alone, thought it was all my fault. I mean, I went down a really bad path, a really down circle. Like you would never know it. I'm sure from you being here, I am speaking and coaching women in so many different areas. I am a confident woman, but I lost my confidence. I was not this woman. I had to become her again and better because we've had experience. And I want you to know life is not about an age. Life is about experience. Life is about you can change your life in an instant. You can change career paths. You can change whatever is not working for you. And I have a couple of friends right now that are taking breaks from their marriages, looking at their marriage at the age of 50. And it's a belief because my parents, struggled in their marriage for many years, but they stuck it out. And I remember, my parents talking about separating when we were young and crying about it. But at the end of the day, we have to live our true self. And if we are not able to be our true self, who we are meant to be, we will not be living in authenticity. We will not be living our true power. And we're certainly not going to be unstoppable in the life that we want to create. Okay. So today I am unstoppable. And you are here to become unstoppable and figure out where it is that you have those limitations that you believe that you cannot move forward in. And I was talking about being spiritual now. So my manifestation, you see, I know in life, and you can call it the universe, source energy, God. I know people speak to God a lot. And my God is not so much in a religious background. My God is knowing there is a higher power, that there is someone out there that we can lean on and we can ask for help. And it has become who I am. It is part of my identity. I am meant to share this work. I am meant to help guide women and change how you see yourself and change your identity to become the woman you want to be. We can't fake it. We can't wish it. You can change, you can say, oh, I'm going to be better here and better here and grow. Let's talk about a business. So much easier to talk about at the moment. Even health, like those are really easy conversations to talk about identity. So as we are going through these 5 days, this is where I want you to start looking at yourself really clearly, right? Get that magnifying glass out and start really studying yourself. So let's talk about weight loss, right? So and I struggled in my own. So why don't we start with that one? Because that one's easier for me to speak of because it's actually me, not clients. Over the years, I struggled for so long, like over 20 years, right? I was a dancer. The producer told me I was fat, and that was it. I wore it. That was an identity. Instantly, I became fat. I never knew I was prior to it. And the thing was, I wasn't. I might be put on some weight over Christmas because we had a Christmas couple of breaks, and it could have been dealt with so much better. But that's what happened, right? Our stories are our stories. And I held on. This is the identity. I held on to that story for so long, cutting calories, eating, binge eating, starving myself. I was on a roller coaster, merry-go-round. And I know a lot of women have struggled with this as well. And so what happened was I decided, and it was mostly as I was in that bit of that marriage, that was the one thing I could control, right? Was how I felt. And I started to choose differently about who I was, that I was healthy, that I could eat, I just started changing. And that belief became real. And even in business. So I remember when I've had multiple businesses. I have had many careers as an entrepreneur or a business owner. I've had a service business. They're always in service. So I've always been in service. But I remember when I was starting out, So think about your clarity and your power and where you are. To reach your full potential, you need to define what it looks like for you personally. Okay, that's understanding. So when I started my event planning business, and I was a one-shop business, okay, just an entrepreneur working from home by myself, didn't have any employees yet, or maybe I did, I don't remember. But I remember I was going and putting a quote into Toshiba, and the other 5 companies were big companies with big service, whatever. And I asked a good mentor friend, because they wanted an hourly wage. And I was like, I don't know, what am I, I work at home, I don't have any overhead like other. And this friend said, no, Yvonne, it doesn't matter. You need to charge. And he told me the number. This is what you're worth, and this is what you're charging. I took that on instantly. We can change our belief instantly. We do it in things that we feel more safe in and secure in, but then we have limitations on our health. Yes, releasing weight, business, sales coming in. What else? Many things. Okay. So this is where I want you to think about how these things make you feel. So each of us have our unique version of success, confidence, and fulfillment. And today is about uncovering that. So we want to really study ourselves. You cannot fake. If you say you're a confident woman and the sales are coming in and I'm getting booked out, but your subconscious and your inner true belief does not believe that you are worthy, or you're not getting the clients, you're not getting the income coming in, you can't lose weight, it's not going to work. And this is the work of doing this inner work. And this is the identity. And we have to embody that person and that thing, whatever it is. But it's all here. Our mind, and it's not the one that we feel so much like we hear the mind, we make decisions in today. It's actually the subconscious that's going over and over, that you may not always hear, because sometimes that worry comes up at night when you don't realize it as well. So maybe during the day you're not so bad, but it might be all of a sudden at night when you're sleeping, that subconscious has negative thoughts. It keeps coming up. So this is where we're going to do that self-study today. Okay. So think about this. I want you to think, okay, why is it important? Why is it important for you to have the career, have the health, have the relationships? Because when you can define what your unstoppable self looks like, you get to create that journey and that roadmap. So when you start a business or have a business, if any of this is resonating, pop any questions in there for me and I will help you. Okay. So our roadmap. So this is the intuitive part as well. Like when we feel like we want more money. Okay. So what comes up for you as your potential, that it's limitless, but yet your business is not growing, the income is not coming in, and you're saying things are slow. By who? Who says that? Why do you say that? What is it that is your truth, and what is the limited? There's a limit there for you. You feel there's some limitation. Businesses are thriving. So I want you to look at this. Why is your business not thriving? What are those stories that you're saying in the back? What is the unworthiness? What is the attachment? There's so many things, right? So this is your inner work. This is where we got to find out, where are we in our life? Why can't we have whatever it is you have? Like, I can eat whatever I want. I have a fast metabolism. I can, like, seriously, life is so easy. Okay, I'll come back to that question. All right. So I was going to say, like, life is so easy. Life is so fun. I can eat whatever I want. Like, lately, I've been having a lot of bread. And I'm like, Yvonne, you're having a lot of bread. Why are you having so much bread? But I'm intuitive. When we stop thinking about weight, as in a weight on a scale, and you start being more of a healthy woman, I want you to take on that identity. See the person. There will be a pair of pants. There'll be a memory of when you felt great of yourself and your body. And that is what I want you to focus on. And why was she in such great shape and you are not now? Yes, age always makes a difference. It's easier to, when we're younger, we don't have as many things on our plate. If you were single or younger, you didn't have anyone else to worry about. Stress is stress is not fun. So we got to figure out how to work all that through our body. But I want you to become the healthy woman, not when you see it, right? You have to do that now. You have to feel like you are. And then we make those decisions based on the healthy person. So as a healthy person, I don't eat fast food. I don't eat much processed food. I eat to fuel my body. What makes me feel good? What makes me feel nourished in my business? Okay. So here I am. I was in weight loss since 20. Well, I did it. I'm going to just talk about prior to my divorce. In that process, I started, I think, my business in 2019 in specific to weight loss. And, clients came easily. And then last year, or I think it was the end of last year, 2022 and into 23, I was not excited about what I was doing anymore. I was worried. I had stress around it. And it showed up in my business because of my mindset, because of the way I thought about it. So our thoughts are everything. And I questioned myself. Is it me? Do I love what I do? And over time, because I wasn't loving it anymore, I think deep down, it wasn't, it was just not what I wanted to do. I wasn't passionate about it. And I have to be passionate about what I do. And this is what unfolded when I started to realize what was going on. Okay. I changed. I was different. I wanted more fun. I wanted something I was passionate and intuitively, because I wasn't struggling anymore with my weight. Right? My weight was easy. It was fun. It was like, you got to do the work. Right? Yes, our weight is it goes up and down. And I never step on a scale anymore. I think scales should never have been invented, because all you have to do is put on a pair of pants or a dress, and it's uncomfortable. And when you start really in tuning yourself into your body, you will know when you have put on weight. You feel it. You're just not listening. You're not really feeling it. Or you do and you ignore it. So with the weight loss, it wasn't my jam anymore. I got to say, it just wasn't. And I knew I had to make a shift. And I just did it. I changed. And I love the identity work. I'm so passionate about doing this. It still covers all those areas. right? That I've had so much experience. I was a business coach, fitness coach, coordinator. I've had so much life experience, and all of those jobs I was passionate about. I was passionate about weight loss when I started, for sure. But then I was like, oh, I want more. So see what I mean? The limit, I wanted more. I wanted more growth. I wanted more happiness. I wanted more joy. I wanted more clients. But I wanted it in a full area of life, not just one area. And that's where I listened to myself and got that intuitive to go, this, and let me tell you, I want to change my niche over a year ago. Fear stopped me, worry, all those things, scarcity. Our limits we put the limit cap on ourselves. And I want you to take, oh my gosh, I am recording. Yes, I am. The other day I did something and I didn't record. We are putting the cap on our lives. We are putting the limit on our lives. This world, we are meant to have it all. Money should flow in and out. It's not meant to be hard. It's not meant to struggle. We're not meant to worry about it. So when we are looking for more sales, okay, and we start having a limitation, okay, this is really good, all right? So when we are wanting more sales in our business and yet they're not coming, how do you feel about it? That is the underlying feeling, okay? That is why they're not coming. Weight is no different. Do you think about it? Do you feel it? Are you thinking about it every day? Because I remember I used to all the time. All I thought about was my weight. And it's no fun, is it? Yeah, awful. It feels relentless. And we are coming into, look at you have Thanksgiving coming up in what, 3 days? What is it? 25, 26, 27, 28, 28th, right? So you've got one of the biggest holidays, Thursday. You've got one of the biggest holidays coming at you, which is an abundance of food. How are you feeling? Right? How are you feeling about that? Are you feeling excited about it? Or do you worry that you're going to overeat? Do you worry that you're going to put some weight on? Fantastic. That's good. I want you to feel like, you got to remember, life is meant to be enjoyed. What does that mean? That means that I can go out, like I go out and enjoy when I go out for dinner. I don't go crazy, but I enjoy. People see me and they go, Yvonne, you eat a lot of food. Yeah, I do. Because I have a great metabolism. I feed it regularly, but I work out. But I feed it nutritionally, right? So I want you to think about, if anybody is watching this and you're in the States, you've got Thanksgiving coming up. And if weight is one of those limitations for you, I want you to question all of that. Question why. Question, what can I do differently? How can I make Thanksgiving more enjoyable for myself? So see what we're talking, right? We're going back into our roadmap. Sometimes we just got to be where we are right now. But I also want you to know where you're going. You don't want to just be in the day, as I used to be, just stepping on the scale and nothing was changing besides the weight going up and going down. Like it was just a yo-yo. And it always was based on starving myself or overeating in my mind. That's what I thought. I couldn't lose weight. I couldn't keep it off. So these are my thoughts. This is what I believed. And see, we need to change our belief, and then we change our identity. And we start believing, and even just do it, have more fun with it. Like just we start with almost like if you can't believe it right away, I want you, so rather than need, do you feel needy? Because when we need something, not good. It's a resisting. Like you need more money. You need to lose the weight. You need to have, better relationships. Like when I used to go, I'll give you an example, and it would be like going out for, when I was a dancer, going out for auditions. The times that I didn't care, I just went and enjoyed whatever, I got the jobs. The times I was so like, I really want this job, it would be so good, I wouldn't get the job. And the one job that I know I was going to get, and it was so in flow, it was a Bob Fosse show, musical. I think it was Chicago, to be honest, it was first time ever in Canada that the show was ever going to be there and it was big stage, right, in Toronto, Canada. And I was on the third callback. So I think it would have been the last callback before people got hired. And I was just it was so me, his whole dancing. I love Bob Fosse. It was just like so fun. The whole audition, I never worried about any of it. I know I would have gotten that job. And you know what happened? Bob Fosse passed. He died that same time, and the show was canceled. It never came back. And not far after that, I got out of the industry from my necks and having issues. But I share that because I was just having fun. So when you want your weight to come off, I want you to stop stressing about it and thinking about it and have a little more fun with it. Okay? Enjoy more. If it's more money that you're looking for and having sales come in, I want you to release it and have more fun with it. But I want you to go back and ask yourself these questions, right? Like we can't not ignore them. You can't change anything if you don't know your belief. So, I want you to set aside some time after you watch this, and I'll get the workbook out. My VA just messaged that it's done. And I want you to ask, and I want you to dig in deep into your potential. Write down the answers, okay? Like what does your unstoppable self look like? What was the wow for speaking? Wasn't watching the messages, right? How do you carry yourself? I've had a couple of identity shifts just in the last, I would say, 4 months. Okay. Like seriously, just because I know where I'm going. I know my goal. I know what's done in my life. I have an expectation of when, but I'm not attached, right? Can't be attached. We have to let it go and just say, yep, this is what's happening. This is when it's going to be done. I'm excited. I love what I do. Just keep doing what I do. And I wanted to share that for a reason, and I can't remember why. So I want you to think about, what does the unstoppable self look like? So if you had the weight come off, you felt amazing, the clients were calling you and saying, yes, I need you to help us on this project. You were getting more clients coming in, right? Didn't have to search for them. They were finding you. Okay. I want you to really think about this stuff. If your mind is stopping you, what does it look like? How easy would that be? Right? The relationships. Like I was really, when you move countries, so I moved interstate as well. So when we went through our separation, which was in 2019, I finally moved in 2021 when the gates open, I call it, right? And I got to move interstate. We hadn't settled our divorce, but I was out of there. And, making friends. I was saying it was hard. Kept saying it's really hard to meet friends. And I mean, I meet people everywhere. met my ex-husband on a plane. And I kind of got just a bit of, I don't know, that was not my identity. And it shows once again, I wasn't ready to find them probably either. But what we say to ourselves is really important in the identity. So now I'm going back to identity, and we're here for identity. Unstoppable you is not you right now. You wouldn't be on this call if you were unstoppable and your identity was exactly what you were asking for and wanting in your life. We have to change identity. We have to embody it. We have to know it's done. Otherwise, it's a wish. It's like when it rains, right? I run, okay? And our running group, it started with a Friday run. And so Friday runs, and last Friday we had a ton of rain, and I was up and I'm like, it's pouring. I'm like, oh. But anyway, I kind of posted in our group, it's raining, who's going? And I was going. And of course, they all said, yes, it looks like there's clearing up. I said, yes, because it never rains in Noosa for our run. It was clear. It was just clear, always is. So our thoughts create sometimes. We are manifesting every day. Manifestation is thoughts, right? Like we get intuitively, we know where we're going from the leads when we are grounded and we are whole. I'm probably getting a little too deep in today, but I want you to know that unstoppable you, what is holding it back, right? So how do you carry yourself? What are your habits? What do you embrace daily? And here's a really good one, okay? Like when you know, so how do we know our identity is shifting and we've embodied it? Things will happen and we have to react differently. Like somebody, maybe you're sitting at a coffee shop and you're having a coffee and someone comes over and knocks your arm and it spills everywhere. Now, maybe in the past you would react and get really cranky and say, oh my God, look at my thing. You know, it's all coffee now. Or would you just say, oh, are you okay, to the person that fell and knocked the coffee on you? We have so many, like when we are really down in, exactly, it's just coffee. But people go crazy because it's like, and you got to remember, it's not the coffee, it's where they are in their life. They're reacting. They don't know how to deal with stress. And this is where it's always about our own personal appearance, our own personal growth. Everybody wants things differently, and we're all on our own journey, and there's no criticism or self-judgment. And when you stop self-judging yourself and start more studying yourself in forgiveness of yourself, life gets so much easier. Okay? A lot more fun, a lot more ease. How's that sound? And when we change our identity, right? This is another great thing. People can feel that from you. They feel the shift. I've had people message me, wow, Yvonne, I can see such a change in you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, great. Because we don't see it ourselves. I feel it. Yes, more fun and ease. And it's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. I want you to take that on with the things that you are looking for. Right, Lorraine? Like, that's how easy it is. Think about everything that you're wanting. It's fun and ease. It's easy and fun. And believe and trust. So great. So fun. So we're going to enjoy doing this little bit of back work, aren't you? I can't remember what questions I had on the workbook because I would have went through them, but I just pulled up a few things. And, you know, when we are reflecting on our life to become unstoppable, it's really important because you haven't got the workbook yet. Okay. It wasn't done. Totally my thing. She sent it to me and I forgot because I wasn't even sure where it was. And then anyway, so this morning she just finished it. She had my name wrong. She had the old name on there. You'll get it. Okay. What was I going to say now? What's the one thing you do? Fully trust yourself. What's the one thing you do? Yeah. So here's a great one. Okay. Here's really good. I have this question for you. So think about what would be the one thing that you'd like to go with first. I know when we have a couple of things and we're trying to change and we want to become unstoppable. Sometimes we don't want to do all the three things. Like if you're wanting weight and you want career and relationships, I want you to pick one that is important to you and stick with the one so that you can feel this and really shift in this energy with me over these 5 days. So you have the unlimited potential within you. It's waiting for you. Okay. So the first step is recognizing and defining it. Find the clarity. Go with the weight. Because Thanksgiving's coming up, go with the weight. All right. So I want you to feel the energy when you see food. I want you to know that you get a choice in what you eat. And always remember, there's plenty. That was the thing that I always remember. Like, I loved stuffing. My mom made the best turkey, and stuffing. And I would just pig out, like as if it was never going to come back. So that's the mentality I had with food. Okay. That was the relationship I had with food. It wasn't very healthy. It was like all or nothing. Now, that might not be your experience, but I want you to think about it and be more open. And I want you to get the clarity around it. So I want you to journal. Make sure you do these questions when you get the workbook. Think of it from your weight. And don't worry about the career at the moment. Just think about your weight and how you feel. Okay. It's going to be really good coming up to Thanksgiving. And if it's at your house, even better, because make sure that you have some good, healthy things in there as well. Okay. Oh, yes, I used to do that. Well, that's the same thing. I just never felt full. So I never felt like I was eating too much. I just kept feeling hungry. I felt like I could eat and eat and eat. Great. So even that, and I want you to have, so what I would recommend for you, okay, when you go in there, I want you to think about when you get your plate, and I want you to breathe and I want you to look at it and I want you to talk to yourself and say, there is so much food on my plate. Don't go overboard, but this is what I'm training, like your mind, right? I don't want you putting a heap of crap on your plate. I know you won't. I want you to put a nice healthy size. And I want you to be saying this, of course, to yourself, because your people are around you, and just say, wow, I have so much food in here. I'm going to enjoy every mouthful and it's going to fill me up. Okay. There's a belief. Have that belief. What you put on your plate, eat it slower, be aware of the food. Don't shovel it in, because I wasn't aware of food. I was just eating. Okay. And this is the start of your new clarity and identity. So have fun with it. Don't be too serious. If you eat more than you want, let it go. Don't stress over it. It's done. Can't go backwards. All right. And also remember, it is a time of thankfulness. Thanksgiving is about family. It's about gratitude. It's about, conversations, touching, love. Oh, I just get goosebumps. I do miss it. Canada was a month earlier. Friends always say, don't you celebrate? And I never did. But it's going to start next year. I'm going to start celebrating because I have beautiful friends. That's where I was going to. Now I have beautiful friends because I asked for it. I wanted beautiful friends in my life. So enjoy Thanksgiving. And I hope you've gotten some really great, this has been so fun, right? Life is about fun and ease. And I can feel great energy. Awesome. Excited. Excited. So thank you guys for being here. If you're watching the replay, fantastic. Make sure to come over to Telegram. Telegram is where we have a chat in there. You'll get a little bit extra support, but it's nice to connect with everybody. So it will be in one of the emails. I'll make sure it's sent out with the workbook to come and join us in Telegram. All you have to do in Telegram, by the way, is you have to download the app first. And once you create your app, then you just go in. Now, the only other thing with Telegram, and I don't know what it is, if it's Chrome specific, but Chrome sometimes has a bit of a funny it just doesn't work properly. So when you get it, if you're on your phone, you have to just hold it down and you can open it up in Safari, another provider. And Safari seems to work all the time, but I'm on Chrome, and Chrome has given other people I know issues. But I want you to know, I put that thought even into your head. See, delete that. You're going to get into Telegram with ease and flow. Just download the app and come into the group. All right. And then you can share some stuff and have a little bit more support with the other ladies. So have a beautiful day. Make sure to take some 10 minutes and do that work in the workbook. And I will see you again tomorrow, same time, place. And have a beautiful evening, ladies. So great to have you here. And if you're in Australia, you'll be at work, so you'll be watching the recording. But have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.